Let's go. Right. The reason I'm doing this, because my main goal for this year is to help out 100 people transform their lives. I did really well last year, got about 30, but this year I want to get 100, right? So it means for free, I'll just help. I want to help 100 people get in the best shape of their lives this year. Okay. I'm on good track so far. So I want to get into 5 of these main topics, and then once they're done, we're going to branch out and you can ask me whatever you want, and then by the time we leave, everyone's question is going to be answered, okay? So there'll be a lot of basic stuff that you probably already know, and there'll be a lot of stuff that you probably haven't heard of, okay? So how to lose fat. You probably heard of it before, and it means you need to be in an energy deficit. Have you heard that before? Calorie deficit. Achieving that isn't as easy as everyone says it is, which is an issue. So what they basically mean, they say is, if you burn off 3,000 calories a day, to lose fat, you need to be under that, okay? But sometimes you get through life, you've tried multiple diets over the years, and have you ever been in a situation where you've tried a few diets, but you've done like 5 workouts a week, and then you've dropped your calories too low? Has anyone ever done that? You've just you've just ate nothing pretty much. Have you anyone tried that? You've ate too low. That's what a lot of people do. That's one situation. So if you think you're eating enough food and you're not losing weight, then there's an issue. Do you know what I mean? So if your sleep's affected by it, then there's a big issue. Do you know what I mean? So if you're struggling in sleeping and you feel tired and stuff like that, I mean, you could be in a situation where you just can't burn body fat. So what we mean by that is you need to actually take your food up, if that makes sense, which is the opposite. So let's say, for example, if you're burning off 2,000 calories a day doing exercises and you're eating 1,500 calories and you're not losing weight, there's an issue going on. So has anyone ever tried, hi Lush, you okay? Has anyone ever tried calorie counting? Yeah. Have you found it easy, hard?
I found it easy with an app.
Have you struggled?
On my phone, but it's just time consuming because you've got to weigh everything.
Yeah, okay. The best thing you can possibly do is calorie count. I ask my clients to do it for 3 days. That's it. Count everything they do for 3 days. What this is going to do is you're going to get an average of what you're eating. You're going to get an understanding of what you're eating. If you don't understand what you're eating, you're not going to be able to move forward. So let's say, for example, you tell me, oh, Jack, I'm doing really well, I'm on 2,000 calories. And then I say you track it, and you go home and you've got 3,000 calories down, you're not going to be burning weight. I can't give you a magic workout. Do you know what I mean? No workout I give you will get that fat off. No matter how good my workouts is or someone else's workout. You need to make sure you're in the calorie deficit. But if I could recommend one thing for everyone to do now is go home, the first thing to do is start tracking calories for 3 days and then see what you're eating. And if it comes back and you're like 4,000 calories, you know exactly what you're doing. You're eating too much, and you can drop the calories down slowly.
So without being good, just doing what you would
Yeah,
do.
I always say, do what? I always say, eat as you would eat. I've done it before where I've gone to a client, okay, go and track your food. Next minute, they've told me they've ate this absolutely amazing, perfect diet for 3 days, and not what they actually ate. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the best thing you can do, does that make sense? Yeah. So like, they've ate all this crap and then...
I've eaten 3 lettuce leaves for 3 days, and it's a joke.
Yeah, so it's like, what's your name, sorry mate?
Tony.
Tony, so let's say Tony's my client, and Tony's had the worst week of his life. He's had 5 pizzas and he's sat at home all day playing PlayStation or whatever he's done. And then he's had about 5,000 calories a day, he's put a stone on, and then he comes to me and goes, Jack, I need to lose some body fat. I say, track calories. Next minute, he's eating chicken rice 3 times a day. And he's got this perfect diet, and I'm struggling to help him. Yeah. But really, he needs to drop the calories.
You're lying to yourself.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself. So there's the main one. You've got calorie counting. Calorie count for 3 days. You can use MyFitnessPal. There's loads of apps out there, but make sure you're calorie counting because it's so much easier. I'll give you a quick equation right now. Make sure you write this down because this works. Right. If you want to work out how many calories you should be eating, get your body weight in pounds. So it's LB. Okay, body weight. I can't even write it now. Times 11.5. Body weight in pounds times 11.5, that's your calories you should be eating. Okay? Let me give you an example. It's all like, let's say, for example, me, I weigh 170 pounds. That's probably going to come out between 1,000, 2,000 calories, I reckon. Is that right? Am I maths off there? No, 2,000 calories, I'd say, okay? If I'm eating 3,000 calories a day, I'm not going to burn body fat. So all you need to do then, if you're eating 2,600 calories right now, and you should be at 2,000, you know what you need to do? Drop your calories a small amount. So for example, I'll use mine right now. I know you can't really see it, but 170 pounds times 11.5, let's just say it was 2,000, okay? There's your equation, you need to be eating this. But if I'm eating 2,700, there's a big gap there, that's 700 calories. If I was to go straight from that to this, That's quite a hefty jump. Does that make sense? So you're probably going to burn a lot of fat off, which you can find. You start eating healthy. You start eating healthy and stuff, you lose a lot of body fat, and you look really good, and then a week later, 2 weeks later, you stop losing body fat. Then what do? You drop your calories again. Does that make sense? Yeah. So instead of jumping from 2,700 to 2,000, drop it down 150 for a week. Okay? So that's going to go down to 250, 2,550. The week after is going to go down to 2,400, and then you're going to stop at 2,000. That's what I'm saying. All right?
Yeah.
If you're at 2,000, you can probably burn fat now for like 10 weeks, 12 weeks. You probably start burning body fat. The opposite side of that is really complicated. I don't really want to get into today, is where people actually undereat. Does that make sense? So let's say it wasn't me. I wasn't eating 2,700. I was actually eating 1,000 calories. I was eating 1,000 calories. I need to build myself back up to this number. Does that make sense? Yeah. But if I do this fast in like a week or a day, I'm eating an extra 1,000 calories. I'm going to put loads of weight on really fast. Does that make sense? If you need any help with that, just give me a message. I know it's complicated stuff, but that's what you need to do. That's unfortunately what you need to do. If you're someone that undereats and you're not eating a lot, if you go home and you track calories and you're only eating this, you're severely undereating. Does that make sense? So you're undereating that much, you're not going to burn body fat. I don't care what diet I give you, what skinny coffee, what anything. Science suggests you need to get this back to maintenance. Does that make sense? So instead of, if you was eating this, and if you're eating this, your body's not thinking fat loss. You could be, I've got clients that are like, they want to lose some weight, but they're having 1 meal a day. I don't know if you've seen Rachel, one of my clients who got an amazing transformation. She lost like 4 inches off her belly in the first month. But she was having 1 meal a day. She was having 400 calories a day. Do you know them M&S meals you can buy in a packet? You can buy M&S meal. You can buy an M&S meal for like a meal. Do you like a meal? You can stick in the microwave. She's having one of them a day. She's having one of them a day. And that was 400 calories, and she still wanted to lose some body fat. And you can't drop calories from that. You're dying, won't you? Do you know what I mean? So what we did, we just gave her 2 meals. Give her 2 meals. She was having double the food, and she lost a stone.
That's amazing.
Does that make sense? Our body needed the food to actually burn the fat off.
I don't know if this is a myth, but if you're not feeding your body's thinking, well, I don't want to
Exactly.
Again, so I'm not
Exactly. It's thinking fight or flight. It's thinking fight or flight. It doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are. It's thinking survival and what to do. It's fight or flight. It's going to go exactly. It's going to think, okay, when am I getting my next meal in? I need to survive here. Hold on to the fat. Does that make sense? Hold on to the fat. So if you're feeding your body and you're really healthy and you're sleeping well, your body's going to be in a situation where you can actually burn body fat. And that's what you need to be in. When I did my transformation not long ago, the lowest calories I was eating was 2,400. And that's when I had the abs out. I was eating 3,400 that was my starting point, 3,400. So I dropped it down to 2,400 over like 10 weeks. Really slowly, it wasn't like a big jump. And then, do you know what I mean? My metabolism's slowing down over time. But that's why you can't be in a state of fat loss all the time. You've got to do 10, 12 weeks or so, and then you go back to maintenance level. Then you start building calories up. You start sleeping better, your hormones are flying, and then next minute, you start burning body fat again off. That makes sense? You go through phases. You never want to just be you never want to go through like you never want to go for like a 3-6 month phase of like dieting down. And I know you probably see a lot of it, like people they don't do 6, 7, 10 classes a week, and they're not eating enough food, but they don't lose any weight, and they just stay the same. Do you know what I'm saying? So if someone came to me and was like, what should I be doing? It'd be like, increase food. But that's the biggest issue, because a lot of people, they can't mentally increase food and we'll lose weight. It's a big shock, and it's actually hard to get around that thing. Do you know what I mean? So I actually want to go in some of these quick fixes at the minute, to be honest. There's a lot of them going about at the minute. You've probably seen a few of them. You okay? Yeah, fine, jump in.
Like, how many calories you burn then if you do your own workout?
What's that, sorry?
How can you work out how many calories you're burning?
I wouldn't even bother. What you want to do is, you wouldn't, no. So the programs I've got you there.
If you saying like,
Yeah, go for it.
Eat less, eat more.
Yeah. But think of it, you're burning energy right now just being sat there, you don't realise it. Do you know what I mean? You're burning energy now, you probably, there's a certain amount of calories per second on average you're probably burning, but just by being sat there, so think of it, without even doing any exercise at all, you're probably burning a good 1,500, 2,000 calories, do you know what I mean? So when you put exercise on top of that, you can do a spin class, 500 calories and not eat any food, you're completely destroying your metabolism, destroying it completely. And if your metabolism slows down, no matter what you do, you've got to always go back to maintenance. That makes sense? That makes sense to everyone? Right, so these quick fixes at the minute, there's a lot like Boom Bod and the Skinny Coffee and all this lot. Seeing a lot of it advertised at the minute. But yeah, there's no quick fix. Do you know what I mean? If you spend all year gaining weight, you can't expect to lose it in a week. Like some of them are claiming, lose like all year's worth of fat that you put on because do you know what I mean? In a week, just by having some powdered, whatever it is, coffee and stuff. Do you know what I mean? There's no real quick fix. Like, it always takes time. You've got to be consistent. Make sure if you're consistent and persistent, you'll always get there. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a plan of action, you'll get there. And one of the best things you can do, what else have we got in here now? Has anyone got a question on diets? Has anyone got a question on carbs or diets? Like, if you should be having carbs or you should be having diets? Is there any diets that you want to follow?
Mine's diet. I find it difficult to try and cook stuff in the day.
Cook stuff in the day?
Yeah.
So it's time?
Yeah.
Time during the day? Have you got time on the weekend that you can maybe make some meals? Not really?
I have 1-year-old triplets. So
Okay,
it's trying
right,
to
okay.
Figure out mine and them.
Yeah, and then eat it.
And I can get that after dinner.
Right,
Just trying to do something nice, but that's quick.
okay. What if we got up half an hour earlier and made some food? Do you know what I mean? There's always time in the day. If you've not got time, like, you can make a little bit of time. I always say that. If it was, like, if you used to get up half an hour earlier, some of the food I eat, it takes in no time. Do you know what I mean? I can put some chicken in the oven, and then it's like 10 pieces, and then take it out, and then, do you know what I mean? And it can be that, and then all my meals are quite fast, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? I don't really go into, like, really complex stuff. It's quite basic. I'm very boring. If you see my meal plan, it's the same thing every single day. It's not even like when, like, so, that's the best thing, because your body loves habits. Your body's just a habit, like walking habit. Do you know what I mean? You go through life, it's just habits, innit? Do you know what I mean? You do the same thing every single day. So when you start messing with it, that's when it's an issue. Do you know what I mean? If you've been to the gym like for a month and you feel good, you're on it, and then you go off it for a week and then you're out of habit. It's hard to get back into it again, isn't it? So I always say, stick to habits. My food's so boring, it's literally like the same 4 or 5 meals every single day. But I enjoy that. I don't have to be that way, but it's just the way. For me, it's easier because I don't have to track it. I don't have to track it then. I know exactly how much I'm eating, how much I'm weighing out, and it comes out perfectly every single time. And if I need to make adjustments, it goes, I'm just taking little bits out or I'm adding little bits in. And that's what I say. You always want to make sure that you can track what you're doing. It sounds a bit off track, but I mean, even your workouts, does that make sense? So if you're doing the same workout every week, it's not a big issue, as long as it's progressive. Do you know what I mean? So if you're doing like the 3 training programs every single week, like weight training programs, you want to progress them every single week. Does that make sense? And if you know what you're doing, you can always progress it then. If you're just doing something random every single week and on different days, you don't really know what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So I always like to keep track of what I'm actually doing each week, to keep in track. I'll send you some stuff up for that anyway, don't worry about that. A lot of people ask me a question about carbs. Carbs seem to be absolutely the devil of the industry, and I completely disagree with that. Does anyone else think that as well, carbs? Everyone heard that carbs are the worst things ever?
I always think that people think you shouldn't eat them, but then if I don't eat them for even a day, I'm fine.
What do you mean, if you don't eat carbs for a day?
But I find when I eat them,
Yeah.
I feel like I look better. Whether that's
You feel like you look better?
Yeah.
It could be. Could be.
So I always
You could be
say-
pulling water into the muscle, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I say to my friends, don't be afraid of carbs, but they're like, no bread, only potatoes.
It's not the end of the world. The thing I'm sending you over has got a big list of all the carbs you should be eating. If it's not on the list, you shouldn't be eating it.
I couldn't do it.
What?
I can't give up like a bacon sandwich. I can't.
You can't give it up. It's fair enough. You don't have to give it up. I love a bacon butty, mate. I'm not like.
If somebody said to me, listen, right, rule 1, you've got to give up bread. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
I love it. What? Sorry.
Everything's a bit white.
Do you know what?
White rice.
If you want to look ridiculously ripped, then yeah, fair enough. If you want your abs popping, you want to look crazy, you want to be stupid little body fat, then fair enough. But if you're eating 50% healthy right now and 50% bad, if you move that up to 55% next week,
Balance.
for a week, you don't have to. I'm not telling you to go and eat chicken, rice, and veg for the next 6 months, and I'm going to make you do it. It's not possible. You can't. It's not physically possible unless you're some crazy alien or something. Do you know what I mean?
Is there anything in like eat white bread? Don't eat white bread, eat wholemeal bread.
Is there anything in it? What do you mean? Like, you should. Is anything? If you can go for brown bread, yeah, of course it is. Of course, it's definitely better for you because a lot of the bad stuff in it, you probably feel slow and like sluggish. And if your mind's not in it, you're more tempted to go to the bad option.
Yeah.
If you're having a bad day in work and your boss is stressing you out, and you've already got up late and you're already in a stressful mood anyway, and you're in a bad mood, you come home at 7 o'clock and you need to come to the gym, you've got the choice of chicken, rice, and veg, or some pizza. If you're in a bad state, you're going to go straight to the pizza, aren't you? Most of the time, unless you've got really good willpower, which is fair enough if you've got willpower. Does that make sense? Carbs are amazing. You need to be eating carbs. If you don't, you're either going to eliminate carbs, or you're going to eat carbs. The only way you'd eliminate carbs is if you're doing ketogenic. Like, oh, that's the worst thing of what's happened. Right.
Did you say, sorry, there is the good carbs are all the stuff in your email?
Yeah, good carbs.
Yeah.
And on the meal.
I know what it is, but then I always forget.
Yeah. On the meal plan as well, I've put red boxes where carbs should be. That's even make it even easier. But it's tailored to a person that trains Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I think it is. So when you train, when you're doing your workout, you come into the gym at night. I'd always say eat carbs after the workout, and then the rest of the day don't have carbs. Don't have carbs, unless you want carbs. But when your body needs carbs is when you need energy. So it's before the workout and after the workout. Do you know what I mean? So for me, if I was in a fat loss phase like I was, I want to feel good. I want to feel like high energy. So what I'll do is I'll have no carbs all day, and I'll feel amazing. Because I'll have stuff like protein foods, like protein and veg. I like chicken and veg. Does that make sense? And then I'll have the carbs before I'm coming to the gym, because then I'm coming to the gym and training, and then the carbs being used for energy. And then after the gym, you need carbs again to get that energy back and restore the muscles and stuff. So I always say that carbs before and after the workout, and then the rest of the day have nothing. If you want for the absolute, if you want to feel amazing. But it could take a week before you even feel all right. You might feel like rubbish for the whole week. Does that make sense? Do you know what? I think it's an hour and a half, you say, protein and you should have protein an hour and a half after. I wouldn't, like when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I've not had, I'd get in a bad mood because I've not had protein after a certain amount of time. Does that make sense? But like, no, it can affect, it can go, you can go into catabolic mode, which where it starts eating muscle tissue to actually get energy that you've just burnt off from the session. But that's probably going to take place. They say an hour and a half, but I would say it's probably like more 3 hours, I'd say. It's quite rare you're probably going to be in that state. It's quite rare that the body's not going to have some energy to use as fuel. Does that make sense? So,
should you be using the protein powders then?
Protein powders effective, yeah, of course they're effective. It's if you can't get the protein in. Does that make sense? I've got a lot of clients that don't like meats and they don't like fish and they don't like all this stuff. So a protein powder is amazing for them people because they can't get it in. Oh, it'll bump your calories up, yeah, of course it will, but it's not going to bump up a lot. If you have an average shake, you're probably going to get 30 grams, probably 120 calories. But then all you do then is remove it. You remove it from somewhere else, like carbs. You take away carbs, add in protein. That makes sense. If you ever change your diet, though, it could take you about a week to get into that. You're probably going to feel really like bad. Even though it's a good diet, you probably might feel bad for a week. Does that make sense? Is there anything else? Anyone got any questions that you're answering me that's really struggling? Do you get anything, Lewis, you're answering me? You've been thinking of? I set a deadline of I wanted to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. And it was just before my birthday, the day before my birthday. I wanted to achieve it, I did it, bang on. And it's on the wall upstairs, you might see it on the Instagram and stuff like that. But that's what I do, it was a goal over the busiest period, you know, Christmas. The hardest period to lose body fat, obviously, because obviously I was going out and stuff, my birthdays, I had loads of birthdays and stuff to go to, so trying to get through all that's hard. So it was like, how do I can go out with my friends and still enjoy my life and lose body fat? Do you know what I mean? So I lost 10 pounds of body fat and gained like 2 pounds of muscle in that time, and it was good. And that was from just doing simple, like, it was tracking calories and stuff, but that's the extreme, do you know what I mean? You don't have to track the calories. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any question that will answer me? I can write on.
If you're doing when you're tracking calories,
Okay.
when you do the little equation,
Okay.
say it comes out for me 2,000 calories,
Okay.
but I'm already eating 2,000 calories.
Yeah?
Should I?
Yeah, you should drop. Drop it to 1,850.
Yeah.
And then track your weight probably like 3 or 4 times a week. I don't really like people saying tracking weight. It depends what your goal is. If you're someone that just wants to probably lose a bit of belly and just that sort of stuff, but if you want to look really good and you want to feel amazing, like, tracking calories is going to be the way forward. It's going to be the way forward. Especially if you want to get really lean anyway. Like, you got a holiday coming up and stuff, you want to get the best you possibly can. You want to, like, commit to it as well. Like, it's not, fat loss is like the equation and everything else is dead simple, like, but actually making it happen is the hard thing, innit? The hard thing is actually going out there, do you know what I mean, and actually doing it all. Does that make sense? So, like you said, tracking the calories, it doesn't have to be that hard. Once you've got your food that you eat, like if you've got the same bowl and you pour the same amount of cereal in, and it's the same cereal and it's 400 calories last time you did it, I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't track it again because it's probably going to be like 4 calories off, and then it's not going to be the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? Or you get the same chicken breast someplace, and as long as you track it for a few days, you know what you're eating and stuff. But the most important thing, you want to get a realization of what you've actually eaten. Do you know what I mean? You don't know. Like, it's hard for me as a personal trainer as well, because like, if let's say you come to me and you go, I want to lose some body fat, and then I say, right, okay, just track calories for 3 days. That's all I'm asking. Just do it for 3 days. Let me see what you're eating, and then I can make adjustments to it. If I don't know what you're eating, I can't make adjustments, and it feels like for me, I'm winging it. Then does that make sense? I'm like hoping. You never want hope to get where you want to be. Do you know what I mean? You want to make sure you can get there with a plan. That's the main thing. Do that make sense? I always say that you never want to come in the gym and wing it. Otherwise, you're wasting time. Unless you want to be here and spend some time in the gym. Do you know what I mean? It's good. But is there anything else that you want to ask me? Anything?
How would you go about speeding your metabolism up?
Speeding metabolism up? Perfect. I love that question because it's hard to do. It's easy to do, but it's not easy. The reason it's hard is because you can't actually just ask your metabolism, like, how fast is it? Do you know what I mean? You track it by are you gaining weight eating a certain amount of food. Does that make sense? So if you're eating, I'll do it, let's say, for example, if you're eating 1,000 right now, okay? You're eating 1,000 right now, and I said you need to be eating 2,000. We need to get to there, at least, before we even think about fat loss. Does that make sense? I can't make you drop food less than that, because that's already malnutrition. I mean, you can't actually, you're gonna be in such like nutrition deficit that much where you're actually ruining your body, and you're not getting the nutrients, your sleep hormones, your hormones are actually not in a good place. Do you know what I mean? So you're not gonna be burning fat. So we need to get you here, right? We need to get you to here, the 2,000 mark, and we'll do that over maybe like a month or two, maybe 3 months, depending on how well you adapt. Does that make sense? You might start losing weight as you increase the food. If you're hyperreactive and you increase your calories from 1,000, and over time you actually get to 2,000, you might have lost weight, and it doesn't make sense, does it? Because like you're thinking, why have I lost weight? And it's actually giving fuel that the body needs to burn the fuel, to fat off. Do you know what I mean? You've gone from fight or flight to actually like, do you know what I mean? Get back into normal now, and you'll feel better because your sleep's going to get better. If you're struggling to sleep, anyone's struggling to sleep, and it could be that. It could be that already, if anyone's struggling to sleep. It could be hormones, it could be nutrients. And you'd increase that. I've seen it where people do it very fast. They think they need to get to here, and they do it in a day. But think of it, if your body's only used to burning that many calories off in a day, because you've just lowered your metabolism over time, if you start giving 2,000 a day, in a week, that's like an extra like 7,000 calories over. So that's probably like 2 pounds of fat. You're gonna probably hate it. Do you know what I mean? That makes sense. So you're gonna come to me and go, Jack, you're a liar. It's not gonna work. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna go, call me a liar. You're gonna say, Jack, it doesn't work. But that's the problem. You need to get from 1,000 to then I'd probably say 1,150. Does that make sense? 150 for 1 week, another 150 the following week. Keep going. If you get to like 1,600 calories and you feel fine, you've not lost any weight. That's amazing because you've eaten more food and you've not lost any weight. Do you know what I mean? So if you're severely underweight and you want to get to that, make sure you don't even think about fat loss. The most important thing should be getting healthier and getting your metabolism back to a healthy point. Because if your metabolism is fast, when you start to lower the calories a tiny bit, just a small amount, then you start to burn body fat off. Do you know what I mean? That's why I don't really like saying track your weight and stuff. It's quite hard, obviously, because it can change so much. But it can be a good option to do, just to make sure where you are up to, do you know what I mean, with the weight and stuff. So, yeah, is there anything else you got to ask me? Anything?
And you have like some temptation when you live with people that want chocolate in the
Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever, isn't it? Actually, it's the worst thing.
I'm not bad, but like, it's there and I don't buy it in. Someone else brings it in.
Yeah.
At night,
It's like they don't want you to get the results in it. It's like, that's what it feels like to me. Like, they've got, Jack, here's a kebab, and it's like, why are you doing that to me? You're doing it on purpose. Like, they probably are, to be fair, aren't they? Because I'm looking so, like, you're looking good and stuff, and then they probably feel sorry for themselves. When you live with people like that, you've just got to, like,
just that one. Yeah, why are you doing that to yourself?
if I was you in that situation, yeah. If I was you in that situation, I'd be perfectly honest with them and just say, do you know what, I'm trying to achieve this goal. I want you to support me on this. I don't want you to try and eat me sweet food that I don't want to eat, and I'm trying to be good. I want to improve my life. I want to lose this weight. Can you at least support me in this? And if they won't, then that's not a great family at all, then, is it? If they won't even say yes to that. If they're gonna do that, then that's, I don't know what you're gonna say after that. If you're not open to someone, I don't have a clue what you're gonna say.
Stuffed under my nose and just saying, I'll get home from work and someone's having 2 cheese on top.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It smells nice and I want to buy it.
I fully agree, and it's hard sometimes because they probably like, annoyed that you're actually trying to do it, because then you're trying to make them feel bad for eating what they want to eat, because they don't even want to lose weight, they just want to eat the food. So you've got to like sort of be in a situation where you're open to them and hopefully they'll listen to you and at least not tempt you. Do you know what I mean? Or they can stick with you and they can remove some of them foods from the day. Does that make sense? It's hard, it's quite hard to get over that if you're living with people that do that. Do you know what I mean? So, anything else?
You know, if you're having like a bad day,
Yeah.
what's like the best way to motivate yourself? You know, like how people like you bring up pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it in your mind.
Yeah.
What's the best way to actually stay motivated all the time?
Okay. Have you got a goal that you want to achieve?
Not yet.
That's why you need a goal for a start. Have you got a thing here? Right, okay. First thing you want to do is you want to get a goal. If you've not got a goal, you are wasting time. So all you need is a goal. I'll tell you what I did to achieve that goal. I said it's a specific goal and a deadline. So I wanted to lose 10 pounds, 10 weeks, and it was for the 13th of Jan, which was my birthday. That was a specific goal with a specific deadline. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not feeling great, that's the goal. Does that make sense? And then to take it on a deeper level, if you really want to trick yourself, why do you want to achieve the goal? Why do you want to achieve it? Do you know what I mean? Why do you want it? And you want to go deep, you want to go really deep on this. That makes sense? So what I'd say is, it's all right, you might want to lose some body fat, but why do you want to lose the body fat? Do you want to maybe look out for a relationship? I've got clients that want to lose body fat so they can actually look for a relationship, do you know what I mean? And if that's a really deep goal, then, do you know what I mean? When I was younger, when I was like 16, I wanted to put on 20 pounds of muscle, and then I was pretty skinny to be fair, but I had a really deep goal that I wanted to do because I struggled with school and stuff like that, and I wanted something that can help me through it. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to lose body fat, I wanted to put on 20 pounds of muscle, and that's pretty much it. But there was a really deep reason behind it why I wanted to do it. Do you know what I mean? It was like, there was the girls involved. Obviously, I was a young lad. I wanted to meet more girls. I'm going to be honest. And then there was a bunch of different things. Struggled in school. Didn't really pass anything apart from sport. And then that was pretty much it. Really, that's what I wanted to do. It was pretty much girls, and I wanted to pass. I didn't really pass anything in school, so I didn't really feel like comfortable. I felt quite dumb. So the only thing I was good at was IT and sport. IT and sport. So I went all in on sport, and that's what I'm doing now. That's probably why I'm stood here. I won't really, after this 5 years ago, there's no way I could do this. But yeah, anything else? Any questions?
So what is a good goal to set?
Goal.
Like, so yeah, you've got your 10 pounds in 10 weeks.
Yeah, 10 pounds, 10 weeks.
Is that a good?
Yeah, perfect goal.
Or like,
Yeah, of course it is.
you step it up a bit more.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If I wanted to lose like 20 pounds in 10 weeks, is that okay?
20 pounds, 10 weeks. Yeah, it's possible. The thing is, you
Like, what's the healthiest sort of goal?
I'd say I did £1 a week of body fat. I like to stick to £1 to £2 of body fat a week. If you've got someone that needs to lose a bit more weight, you're probably going to find that they lose a bit more weight faster. But £1's a good, nice number to lose. Do you know what I mean? Of fat, because it actually, people lose weight, but they don't lose fat. Does that make sense? They're losing muscle. That's what you'll find. If you drop your calories too low, you're losing all this weight, but you're losing muscle as well. And then you lose your weight, but then you don't look great because your shape's gone. And then you're gutted then. And then you're like, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, that's why you keep protein high. Does that make sense? You want your protein really high as the calories come. That's the most important thing as well. Like I said with this number, that 2,000 or whatever number I give you, 11.5, you need the protein high. Because once that fat comes down, if your protein's low, then you can start burning muscle tissue. So you're burning weight, which is good. You want to burn your weight. But you're burning muscle, then your shape goes. That makes sense? So like say, for example, you might want to burn body fat and keep all your muscle, like I did wanted to do. I could give that good shape. That makes sense. Anyone got a question? Anyone really struggling with anything that could help you out right now? A flat tummy. What I said to do.
I must have done in my life 10, 100
Exactly.
million sit-ups.
That won't do it. That won't work. That won't work.
And it's never happened.
It's never happened. It won't work.
When we sold 32 years ago, it's never been planned.
It'll never happen doing sit-ups. The reason why, if I give you an option,
It's diet.
the reason when it comes to, it's diet and also programming design, when it comes to programs, if you might ask me what's better to do, if you want a six-pack, what's the best exercise to do? Is it to do a deadlift or a sit-up?
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
I would, but I
What would you say? What would you say?
Right, I would think
You want a flat belly? What do you want?
it's the wrong answer.
Yeah, buzzing. See, there you go.
Because they say with whatever you do, you're meant to sort of hold all of it in.
Yeah, it depends on the exercise. Deadlift, think of it, how many calories do you burn doing this? I don't know, like, I don't know, not many. I might as well just stand here, it's not going to do much. So deadlift, I'm picking the weight up from the floor, loads of weight, I'm probably burning so many more calories.
Yeah.
The hormones are flying, do you know what I mean? Growth hormone, testosterone levels are flying. Do you know what I mean? From doing that exercise, my hormones are flying, I'm burning a lot more body fat now, so over time body fat comes down faster, then they can see me abs. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no point doing millions of sit-ups, have you? Have you done all the sit-ups before?
Stop drinking wine, though.
No, I'm not going to say stop drinking wine. That's not fair, is it?
Might be my goal then to get a six-pack.
Wine will hold you back because you end up having a takeaway as well, and then you go for a Chinese the day after, and then you don't get any sleep. So it's like, it's not just the wine itself. You can have a few glasses of wine, but then are you having a pizza as well with that? And then are you staying until 1 o'clock and having 3 bacon butters, and then a Chinese again? And then the Sunday's bad. And then do you know what I mean? That compound effect of all the 1 or 2 days is like messed the whole week up. Whereas if you had the wine and you was good and you just did like your normal life and, do you know what I mean? You was in the calorie range, you'd be fine and you'd no issues with that at all. Do you know what I mean? I still drunk by it. When I did that transformation, I was still going out. I had a few 21st birthdays to go to. Yeah, I had quite a lot to be fair. I had Christmas, New Year's, Boxing Day. I had 2 21st birthdays pretty much nearly in the space of 3 days. So I had to be careful a little bit. I didn't drink, I don't go mad. But it was, okay, I'm going to be super good now on them days. On them days where I knew that I was going to be drinking quite a little bit at the night, I was lowering calories in the morning. So I'm saving calories for the evening. Do you know what I mean? If I've got 2,000 calories for the day, and I have 2,000 calories by 12 o'clock, I've got no calories left, and I have a few beers, yeah? If I have a really big calorie-dense meal, that's like 600 calories in the morning, it'll fill me up all day then. And then you've got some calories left for your food.
What would you use for your calorie counting? Would you recommend a certain
App
or a website?
MyFitnessPal, every single time.
MyFitnessPal,
There's loads of different apps, but what I like about MyFitnessPal is that it's already got loads of pre-saved like foods in there. So you can even go to McDonald's and type in like cheeseburger, and it'll tell you what it is. Like you can't get away with that. I know there's other apps. The Samsung app's quite good. I've not really used it, but I know my clients have used it before. The Samsung app's good, but I like MyFitnessPal because it's already got loads of different food options. You got Nando's, and you type in Nando's peri peri chicken, it's going to come up, and you're going to tell you exactly what's in it.
When you said before about on NutriCheck, if you have like the same breakfast pretty much every day,
Yeah.
it'll remember. Yeah, you
Okay.
don't have to weigh it again.
No, you don't have to weigh it again.
Well, then you know.
You don't even have to weigh it. You don't have to weigh it. No.
30 grams of this, blueberries, how much milk?
Yeah,
you put
exactly.
in. If you
Exactly.
put some almonds, it remembers them. So I pretty much do have the same breakfast all the
Yeah,
time.
my day is pretty much my day all the time is pretty much basically the same.
Yeah.
I switch between 2 breakfasts depending on how I feel. If I wake up, I don't want breakfast because I just don't feel like it that day. I won't eat it, and then I'll go to dinner time, and then I'll have whatever I fancy. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not always hungry, but
I'm not all the time. Yeah.
I'm hungry for it when I get up because I'm up too early.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not hungry, I still will have it because I'm.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll still eat it. It's fine.
It is okay to kind of skip it because.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
The myth like, oh, you're meant to have breakfast and.
I don't think it makes any difference.
Yeah, I know.
There's things like I like to call, like I want it's quite easy to understand, but there's going to be like, let me go through one little thing here. There's going to be things that are like super important, that are the most important things you should be focusing on, and then little things that you shouldn't be caring about. Do you know what I mean? So like there's things like, the 3 main things you got to focus on is your programming design, what you're doing in the gym, okay? Because this is what's going to make you look how you want to look. Okay? You've got nutrition and sleep. If you can prioritize all your time into getting these 3 things better, you'll get better development. And then there's things like, I don't even make any difference on maybe like 1 to like 5%, which is stuff like skinny coffee. If 1%. Do you know what I mean? Because if you have skinny coffee but you don't look after these 3 things, you're in a massive mess. Do you know what I mean? So 1% of things, stuff like, what did you ask me? What was the question you asked me then? You asked me that question then? The breakfast, yeah. So skipping breakfast, that would be an issue as well. That'd be 5%, that's going to make a difference. Does that make sense? So like skipping breakfast. Can't even write like this. But skipping breakfast, that's going to be like something that doesn't really make a difference. Do you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? If you're skipping breakfast, if you're having a breakfast, but then your sleep's bad. Bloody hell, that's going to be a mess. That should be your main priority before anything. I'd even say before these two. If your sleep's not in the right place, massive issues there. Programming design, so stuff like I'm going to send you over. It's like what you're doing in the gym. It should be designed for your goal. It should be designed for your goal. If it's quite, if someone comes to me and they go, I want to look a bit bigger, like I want to fill out, do you know what I mean? I want to look a bit leaner, and then they go, I don't like doing weights, then it's unfortunate, you've got to do it. And if someone goes to me, I want bigger legs, but I just like running around the stadium, it's not going to work, is it? Do you know what I mean? You need to be up there doing your weights and stuff, because does that make sense? Whereas if you've got all this body fat, you don't have to just do the cardio. Most of it should be it should be 80% weights, really, I'd say. At least 80% weights.
Would you say the weights are the best thing to do?
Yeah, by far. Weights is going to really get the hormones going as well. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the hormones that you want to be in, do you know what I mean? So weight should be up there anyway, 'cause it's going to get you that shape. That's what everyone wants, the shape in it. When you think what you want to look like, you say it's weight loss, but really it's, I want to look leaner. I want to look better, in better shape. I want the bum to be a bit perkier. I want the belly down. I want the abs poking out a little bit. Maybe the shoulders to be a bit more defined. That's what it always comes to. So your goal should be that. It should be the weight training. And obviously, if you're struggling with that, then I would get help, because that's a big issue. If you're struggling with that, it should always be progressing as well. There's no point doing the same weight every single week. Does that make sense? You don't want to do the same weights. Yeah. No, not after. I wouldn't say after. I would say in the week. So to start off with, I'd say do 3 full body programs, 3 full body workouts, and then do 1 cardio a week. And to progress that, it's just the weights and stuff. So you increase the weight, you might increase the sets, you increase the volume, which is like the sets or the reps. And then, as you're starting to struggle, you might want to put a bit more cardio in. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to go from doing nothing to like 5 workouts, 4 classes, and then doing like 4 laps of the stadium in one day. Because you're going to be burning off that many calories. Then you're just going to completely kill yourself. You want to start off really low, I'd always say. Start off really low and then build yourself up over time. So then you've got a lot of room for improvement. Does that make sense? Because you don't need to get the result you want, you don't really need to do a lot. Do you know what I mean? Do the bare minimum and then progress. There's no point going all out straight away and then trying to improve on that, because you're just going to burn out so fast. And then you're going to be in a phase where you can't burn the fat off. I don't really want to overcomplicate it, to be fair. It shouldn't be really that complicated, but it can get into, if you start talking about that, it can get a bit complicated, so I really want to stay away from that. Is there anything else that anyone's struggling with? What time are we on here?
Just workout wise.
Yeah?
People say like, oh, it's leg day today, oh, it's arm.
Yeah.
Is it better to stick to like legs one day and arms on the other?
No.
Mix it all?
I'd say everyone here, if you want to lose body fat, I'd go with the full bodies. Full body, unless you're really advanced. Do you know what I mean? You've got quite a bit of muscle. Do you know what I mean? You could probably go with a push-pull leg sort of workout, and as long as you're sticking to calories, do you know what I mean? You will burn the body fat off. If you're someone that's quite used to classes, do you know what I mean? Not used to heavy weights, you're going to burn out so fast. So 3 full bodies, low amount of sets. Do you know what I mean? 3 times a week. It's quite easy to progress that then the week after, because you just increase the volume a tiny little bit. Does that make sense? So I'd say 3 full bodies a week. And the way I do it, I like to superset from upper body to lower body. So on the example program that I give you, you might look at it and think it's quite basic, but basic works really well. Because let's say, for example, it's a leg press. I'll combine the leg press with like a press up. So as your legs are recovering, do you know what I mean? As your legs are recovering, you work in the chest, and then as the chest recovering, you work in the legs, and it keeps the intensity high throughout the rest of the workout then. Do you know what I mean? So then you also toning, you're building muscle, and the fat's coming off, so over time you look really well. Superset, yeah. If you look in the program, it's going to say like A1, or like A, and then A2. So that means it's a superset. If it's like it'll say like 2A, and then 2B. That's a superset, like 3A, 3B. And if it's like 3, 4, 5, that's just like one after another. That makes sense. Anyone really struggling with anything? I don't know what time we're on, but what time are we at in a minute? Anyone say? Oh, sorry? 7:15. What? You're joking, man. I've got a client, see what's going on. Right, has anyone got a quick question before we get to it? Has anyone got a question or anything? Anything to ask me? I knew I'd ramble on like this. Have you got anything, Lewis, you want to ask me? Anything you're struggling with before you go? Come on. What? You need to get in. Come on then, get into the class. I've got a class tomorrow night, you better come to it. So yeah, I'll message you over that if you're struggling. Anything else?
How do we get a free program?
Yeah, you're going to get a free weight training program.
How about organising that?
I'm going to email it.
All right, okay.
I'm going to email it.
But can you talk us through it within the gym? Is it you're just
If you want,
a list of what to do, or?
it's got a program on it. If you want me to take it through here, I can do that for you.
I'm not sure what I'm doing with sleep.
Are you struggling with the weight? Actually, like doing the exercise itself?
Well, how to do some of the exercises.
Yeah.
If you show me, I'm like, yeah, I know, like,
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah, I'll go through that with you.
And how to use like, some of the equipment.
Yeah, I can go for that way. Do you want to just write next to your name, like your phone number as well? If anyone else wants something similar where I can go through the program with you, just write your phone number next to it. I know a lot of people are struggling with that. A lot of the time it's exercise as well, do you know what I mean? Like the exercises and then doing the exercise as well is the hard bit. You got anything you got to ask me?
Not really, like some of it, I suppose I just don't necessarily think about it. Like, I've just sat and worked it out there. I weigh 220 pounds.
It's going to seem really high.
So, yeah, I can kind of get away with almost to a degree of eating what I want. But like you said, it's a shape change and a little bit fitter.
You want to get in better shape.
Yeah.
So you need to be focusing on getting in the calorie deficit. But I bet you're not eating that many calories. I bet it's coming up quite high.
I'm gonna work it out. Like,
Okay.
I'll track my calories now for the next couple of days. I'm off this week, so
Yeah.
it's probably a bit easier to track them this week while I've got a bit more time. But yeah,
It just takes 3 days. It's dead simple sometimes. You get a bowl, you stick it on the scales, put your cereal in, and it takes extra 3 seconds to do. And then you just put your the details into a system and then you press the button. If you've got MyFitnessPal, it'll actually take you through it, how to do it.
Yeah.
It'll actually take you through it, how to do it. Perfect.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything to do?
What about like supplements and vitamins?
Supplements, yeah, that would come under the very limited amount. But if you can get this in check, then yeah, go for it. And I'd say a good order would be like protein powder, multivitamin, fish oil, and magnesium. If you're struggling with magnesium and stress, if you're stressed all the time, magnesium, get that straight in your diet now. Perfectly. That's probably the main thing I do. That changed my life, magnesium. Because if you're stressed, it depletes it. And if you're struggling sleeping, that helps it chill out a little bit at night, do you know what I mean? And helps you, the sleep quality, not just actually getting enough sleep. You want to get the good quality deep sleep, don't you? Yeah, get some magnesium now, man. You want to get some magnesium, of course you do. Get the magnesium in, it's good. And then I'd always say protein powder, fish oil, multivitamin, and then magnesium, something like that order. All right? I think it's getting videoed anyway, so probably on Facebook somewhere. If you want to go back on any questions and stuff, it'll always on there. And what I'll do when I put that email over is give me an email back if you're struggling with anything.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You've got my, if you want. I'll email you stuff over, probably put my number in there as well, so if you're struggling with anything, give me a message. It's fine. I don't mind. I'm always helping people anyway, so you can always text me whenever you want. Need anything else on there before we go? I don't want you to leave like thinking, oh my God, I wish I was asked him this. Anything in your head right now that you're really struggling with?
Not struggling with water. How much
Yeah.
should we drink?
I drink 3 litres. If you're drinking 1 litre right now, you can bump it to 2.
Yeah.
And then bump it to 3. Do you know what I mean? Start off small. You don't want to just try and do everything at once. It's absolutely impossible.
Is water a main thing or
I would say it's somewhere around here. But I would always say these 3 are the most important things. Water would be more up here. I definitely wouldn't. Water's definitely not in the 1%. You need that to survive. So it'd be somewhere up here. So yeah, the water would come in this place, or the nutrition side. Water would come into that.
Yeah.
And actually, do you know what? I'm going to get before you go, I'm going to give you a really good thing you can do right now. It's the best way to probably get the outcome you want is just track your steps as well. If you think about doing programs and classes and spinning classes and all this, like, it's causing stress. And stress is not going to get you the body fat you want. It's not, if you've got too much stress, you're going to struggle building body fat. So the best way to lose more calories is by increasing activity. That's not going to cause stress. Steps. You should be hitting 10K every single day. If you can hit 10K steps every single day, I'd be impressed. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can do that? Does anyone track steps? Yeah. What are you getting out? My steps is really low, to be fair, even though like I'm training. I train like a lot, to be fair. So.
I rarely get 10,000.
Do you not? Do you know what, if you?
Mine varies. Mine varies. So doing, I don't know, like a 10-hour shift, I can do anything from 12 to 15,000 steps a day.
That's good.
So for me, like the calorie thing, like I really have to be careful how many, because my job as a chef is also to eat.
Oh mate, you'll be eating you'll burn a lot of calories doing that.
A yo-yo, which
Yeah,
is why
yeah.
I started doing like the workouts and tough mudders and stuff to push myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have to keep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'd say go for the weekly steps.
I need to start counting my calories, which is what I do.
That should be the first thing you do tomorrow. Is understand what you're eating. Just understand what you're eating. You can't, if you don't know what you're eating, how are you going to get there? Do you know what I mean? I know everyone's probably shooting off to watch calorie or something now, but I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. If anyone's got another question, I don't mind. Is that right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, brilliant.
Would it be worth doing it again?
Yeah.
In a month's time? Program version or something at all?
Yeah.
Maybe? Perfect.